Let's be honest, buying a home in 2025 can feel like an impossible dream. You see the headlines about home prices, you hear the whispers about interest rates, and the whole process, from scrolling listings to picturing closing day, seems designed to be completely overwhelming. It's a weird roller coaster, right? 1 minute, you're mentally arranging furniture in your new living room, and the next, you're buried under a mountain of financial jargon and conflicting advice. One expert says wait, another says buy now. One article says prices are cooling, another predicts they'll shoot up again. It's enough to make you throw your hands up and just sign another lease. But what if I told you there's one core piece of advice that the most successful home buyers are using right now? A single, critical shift in strategy that cuts through all that noise. This isn't a gimmick. It's not some flip this house fantasy. It is the single most important tip that covers your finances, your market strategy, and the actual steps you need to take to finally get the keys to a home you love. It's the difference between feeling like the market is happening to you and feeling like you're the one in control. My name is Steve, and as a licensed mortgage loan originator for the past 25 years, I've had a front row seat to this wild market. I've guided hundreds of people with the same fears and dreams as you, through this exact process. I've seen what works, and more importantly, what really doesn't. I've seen the expensive mistakes that come from bad advice and the incredible wins that come from one powerful change in approach. So if you're tired of feeling priced out and confused, and you're ready for a clear path forward, stick with me. Because what I'm about to share isn't just another tip. It's the secret that will change everything about how you buy a home in 2025. All right, let's get right to it. You're here for the answer, the one thing that can make a real difference. For the last few years, all the talk has been about things you can't control. What are interest rates doing? Are prices going up or down? Is it a buyer's or a seller's market? We've all gotten obsessed with trying to predict the unpredictable. It's like trying to catch a specific leaf in a hurricane. You might get lucky, but you'll probably just end up dizzy and frustrated. So, what is the essential tip? What's the big secret? Here it is. Stop trying to time the market and instead focus all your energy on becoming an undeniable purchase-ready buyer. I'll say that again because it's that important. Stop chasing the market. Start building your purchase-ready profile. I know what you might be thinking. That's it? Get my finances in order? Heard that one before. And yeah, on the surface, it sounds simple, but this goes so much deeper than just checking your credit score. This is a complete shift in strategy. Being purchase ready isn't just about being able to afford a house on paper. It's about building such a strong financial and strategic profile that when the right house pops up, and it will, you aren't just an option for the seller. You are the option. It's about creating your own personal buyer's market, no matter what the national headlines are screaming. Think about it. Most buyers are reactive. They find a house they love, and then they scramble to get their lender on the phone and figure out an offer. They're reacting to the listing. A purchase-ready buyer is proactive. They've built a financial fortress. They've already assembled their team. Their strategy was locked in months ago. They aren't waiting for the market to give them permission to buy. They're waiting for the right seller to show up. And when that happens, they execute their plan with speed and confidence. This approach takes the power away from the fluctuating interest rates and hands it back to you. Because you can't control the Federal Reserve and you can't control national housing inventory. But you can, with 100% certainty, control your own preparation. Over the next few minutes, I'm going to break down exactly what a purchase-ready profile looks like and how to build one. We'll cover the 3 pillars: your financial fortress, your market strategy, and your action plan. This is the roadmap from hopeful browser to confident homebuyer. This is the foundation of your purchase-ready profile. It's not the most exciting part of buying a house, but it is, without a doubt, the most important. Building a financial fortress means going way beyond the surface level advice. It means you know every single number in your financial life. So you're not just approved by a lender, but seen as a top-tier, low-risk borrower. This is how you get the best rates and the confidence to make a killer offer. First, your credit score. Lenders use it to predict how reliable you are. A higher score means less risk for them, which means a lower interest rate for you. But what most people don't get is how much small differences in that score can cost you. This isn't just about getting approved or denied, it's about TIUs. A lender might offer a 6.8% interest rate to someone with a 690 credit score, but a 6.4% rate to someone with a 740 score. That might not sound like a huge difference, but let's do the math on a $400,000 loan. That 0.4% difference means you're paying over $100 less every single month. Over the 30-year life of a loan, that's nearly $38,000 in extra interest. Think about that. That's a new car, a college fund, years of vacations. A purchase-ready buyer gets this. They don't just check their score. They actively work to polish it months in advance. They pull their full credit reports for free and go over every line. They dispute errors, pay down credit card balances to lower their usage, and protect their history of on-time payments. Next, and maybe even more important today, is a deep dive into your debt-to-income ratio, or DTI. This is what lenders use to see how much of your monthly income is already spoken for. The standard advice is keep it under 43%, but a purchase-ready buyer aims lower. They know there's a front-end ratio, just your future housing payment, and a back-end ratio. Ratio, housing payment, plus all other debts. Car loans, student loans, credit cards. Lenders care most about that back-end number. Let's use a real-world example. Say your gross monthly income is $8,500. You have a $550 car payment, $400 in student loans, and $250 in minimum credit card payments. That's $1,200 in existing debt. Now, let's say the house you want has a total monthly payment, PITI, principal, interest, taxes, insurance, of $3,000. Your new total monthly debt would be $4,200. Divide that by your gross income, $8,500, and you get a DTI of 49.4%. In today's market, that DTI is on the high side and could get your loan denied. A purchase-ready buyer would have spotted this a year ago. They would have started aggressively paying down that car loan. Get rid of that $550 payment, and your DTI drops to a much healthier 42.9%. That one change could be the difference. Finally, let's talk savings, specifically what it really takes in 2025. Everyone knows you need a down payment, but a purchase-ready buyer knows the down payment is just the start. The two biggest mistakes I see are underestimating closing costs and draining every penny for the down payment. Closing costs are the fees to finalize the mortgage, usually 2% to 5% of the purchase price. On a $450,000 home, that can be anywhere from $9,000 to $22,500 on top of your down payment. A purchase-ready buyer has this saved in a separate account, ready to go. They also know that while 20% down avoids private mortgage insurance, PMI, it's not the only way. There are FHA loans as little as 3.5% down, VA loans for veterans, 0% down, and USDA loans for rural areas, also 0% down. A purchase-ready buyer looks into all of them. They also hunt for down payment assistance, DPA programs. These are state and local grants or low-interest loans, and they aren't just for first-time buyers anymore. These programs can give you a serious boost. Crucially, a purchase-ready buyer never drains their emergency fund for the down payment. They keep a separate buffer of 3 to 6 months of living expenses. Why? Because the minute you get those keys, you own the problems too. The water heater could die. The roof could leak. That cash buffer is your peace of mind and proves you're a stable homeowner. To build these funds, they use high-yield savings accounts or short-term CDs to make their money work for them. They automate their savings, treating their down payment fund like any other bill. This is what I mean by a financial fortress. It's a deep, strategic, and proactive command of your financial world. It takes discipline, but it puts you in an incredible position of strength. Once your financial fortress is secure, the next step is to completely change how you think about the market. The average home buyer is obsessed with timing it. They ask one paralyzing question: is now a good time to buy? They read headlines about mortgage rates and get spooked. Forecasts suggest rates will likely hover in the mid to high 6% range for much of 2025, lower than their peak, but still a major factor. They hear that home prices are stabilizing or climbing slightly, and they worry about buying at the top. A purchase-ready buyer knows a secret. Timing the national housing market is a sucker's game. It's a trap. Why? Simple: supply and demand. Let's say you wait for rates to drop. What do you think happens when they do? Every other person who was waiting on the sidelines jumps back in at the exact same time. That flood of demand ignites bidding wars and drives prices up, wiping out any savings you hoped to get from the lower rate. You didn't beat the market. You just showed up to a feeding frenzy. So what's the move? A purchase-ready buyer stops thinking about the market and starts creating their own market. You shift your focus from macro trends you can't control to micro opportunities you can seize. Here's how. First, you hunt for seller motivation, not just pretty houses. In any market, there are people who have to sell: a job relocation, a divorce, and a state settlement. Their biggest motivator isn't getting top dollar, it's speed and certainty. You spot these by becoming the student of the data. One of the best clues is days on market. A home that's been sitting for 45, 60, or 90 days has a motivated seller. A seller who has already dropped the price once or twice is a motivated seller. While other buyers see a house that's been on the market and think, what's wrong with it? A purchase-ready buyer thinks, hello, negotiating leverage. Since your financing is a sure thing, you can give that seller a clean offer with a quick closing date, which can be more valuable than an extra $10,000 from a buyer who might fall through. Second, you become an expert on builder incentives. With new construction catching up to demand, builders are highly motivated to move their finished homes. They are offering amazing perks you won't find on the resale market. A purchase-ready buyer knows what to ask for. Mortgage rate buydowns, where the builder pays to lower your rate for the first few years, credits to cover your closing costs, and free upgrades like better appliances or flooring. These incentives are often most available on spec homes that are already built. So a prepared buyer who can act fast can snag a brand new home with financial benefits that make a huge difference. Third, you become a hyper-local market expert. Forget national news. The US has thousands of tiny micro markets. Your suburb can be totally different from the one next door. A purchase-ready buyer with their agent picks 1 to 3 target neighborhoods and goes deep. They get alerts for every new listing. They track every price cut. They know what sold last week. They drive the neighborhoods on weekends to see which open houses are busy. After a few months, you develop an instinct for value. You know immediately when a house is a deal. This lets you move with confidence when the right one appears. Finally, creating your own market means ditching the forever home myth. The pressure to find a home that fits your needs for the next 30 years is paralyzing, especially for first-time buyers. A purchase-ready buyer reframes it. Their first home is a 5 to 7 year investment. The goal isn't a perfect palace. It's to get into a solid home, stop paying rent, and start building equity. Home ownership is one of the most reliable ways to build long-term wealth. Every mortgage payment is like a forced savings plan. In 5 to 7 years, you can sell, take the equity you've built, and use it as a massive down payment on your next home, which might just be that forever one. This mindset frees you from the paralysis of perfection and lets you make a smart move now. Okay, theory is great, but action is better. Building your purchase-ready profile starts today. Here is your 5-step blueprint to go from window shopper to a buyer sellers can't ignore. Step 1. Conduct a full financial audit. This is where it all starts, and you have to be honest. Forget the free credit score app. This week, pull your full, detailed credit reports from all 3 bureaus: Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You can do this for free once a year at the official government-authorized website. Go through every line. See an account you don't recognize? An incorrect late payment? Dispute every error. Then, calculate your exact debt-to-income ratio, just like we discussed. Don't guess. Use your pay stubs and loan statements. Know your numbers to the dollar. Finally, create a budget for next month or every dollar has a job, with an aggressive savings goal for your down payment and closing costs. This is the honest look in the mirror that has to happen first. Step 2. Assemble your A-team early. This is a mistake 90% of buyers make. They find a house, then they frantically search for an agent and a lender. That's doing it all in the wrong order. A purchase-ready buyer builds their team months before they seriously look at houses. You need to interview and choose 2 key partners: a top-tier local real estate agent and a responsive, highly rated mortgage lender. Your agent should be a full-time pro who lives and breathes your target neighborhood. Your lender should be someone known for closing on time every time. A local lender is often better than a national call center. Your A-team members are your strategic advisors. Find them now. Build a relationship and let them help you get ready. Step 3. Get the golden ticket, a fully underwritten pre-approval. There is a huge difference between a pre-qualification and a fully underwritten pre-approval, and it can literally win you a house. A pre-qualification is a 10-minute chat that gives you a rough guess of what you might be able to borrow. It's basically worthless. A fully underwritten pre-approval is the golden ticket. It means you've submitted all your financial documents, tax returns, W-2s, bank statements, and a human underwriter has reviewed and approved everything. The only thing missing is the property address. An offer with this letter is nearly as strong as cash. It tells the seller your financing is a sure thing, giving them the confidence to pick your offer even if another one is slightly higher. Step 4. Become a hyper-local market nerd. Starting this weekend, your new hobby is local real estate. Pick your 1 to 3 target zip codes. Set up search alerts on Zillow, Redfin, and Realtor.com. But don't just scroll. Create a simple spreadsheet. Track every new listing, its price, its square footage, and how many days it stays on the market. Know every price cut and the final sale price. Then go to open houses. Go to learn, not to buy. Get a feel for the layouts, the condition of homes in your price range, and how much foot traffic they get. In 2 months, you'll know the values in that neighborhood better than almost anyone. You will spot a deal the second it hits the market. Step 5. Game plan your offer strategy. A purchase-ready buyer doesn't panic when it's time to make an offer. They execute a plan they developed with their agent months ago. Sit down with your agent and talk through different scenarios. What contingencies are you comfortable waiving, if any? Would you use an escalation clause to automatically beat other offers up to a set price? Will you focus on homes that have been on the market for over 30 days, where you have more leverage? Will you target new construction for the builder incentives? Deciding this when you're calm and rational is the key to making a smart offer under pressure. When the right house appears, you won't be scrambling. You'll just be executing the plan. So let's bring it all home. The single most essential tip for buying a home in 2025 is to stop chasing the market and start becoming an undeniable purchase-ready buyer. We've covered how this is about building a financial fortress by mastering your credit, debt, and savings. It's about creating your own market by finding motivated sellers, leveraging builder perks, becoming a local expert, and ditching the forever home myth. And we've laid out the 5 concrete steps you can start today. That feeling that buying a home is impossible comes from feeling powerless against huge forces like interest rates, rates, and competition. This strategy is the antidote. It's about grabbing the wheel and taking control of everything you possibly can. It turns a game of chance into a game of strategy, a game you're prepared to win. This approach doesn't guarantee you'll get the first house you offer on, but it guarantees you'll be making that offer from the strongest position possible. Finally, what's the single biggest challenge you're facing in your home search? Drop it in the comments below. I read them all and will do my best to answer. Your question might just help someone else feeling the same way. And if you're now wondering exactly how to calculate that all-important DTI ratio, make sure you watch this next video right here, where I break out the spreadsheet and show you exactly how. Thanks for watching, and here's to you getting the keys to your new home.